world hurt me.
역시 밖에서 먹으면 집에서 먹으면보다 더
I
맛있는
will
것 같아.
kill to defend it.
나 어떻게 끓이는 건 똑같이 끓여도 이렇게 맛있지?
Barrier created. Enemies in attacker spawn.
Said heal me.
Yikes.
One enemy remaining.
Reload him.
Here.
These are the homes that people talk about for $1. You can buy those
Spike
for
planted.
$1. They just break in and steal anything valuable that they can get. Hot water tank binders. These are the ones you would go directly to the city or find the owner and give them a buck, take over the headache that they once had. So the $1 home thing, it's not impossible and it's not unheard of, but it's a lot more complex than just dollar homes that's on the market.
The homes that you see online that are in the $1 to $5 to $100 range, you have to be very careful with those because they may be often they're in a neighborhood that's been pretty blighted. They look from the outside to look okay, but the inside they've been gutted.
This home here, they stripped the aluminum siding off of it for scrap metal. The cities are selling those homes for $1 so they could generate tax revenue for that property. So the incentive for the homeowner is to buy it for a really low cost. The city's benefit is to put it back on the tax roll and to generate tax money from it.
And the tax base there typically is a little higher too. So you might be buying a home for $5,000, but it's still being assessed at a $60,000 home. So your taxes are pretty high on carrying that house.
So what would the year-to-year tax be on that?
Might be $2,000 or $3,000.
One
This is
enemy
actually the
remaining.
property that we're coming to see. The one that says stay out, you will be shot. This is a property on the market for $800. Properties like this, people will move into them and secure it, actually have the home become theirs through legal matters and whatever. The ones that has no windows, obviously you can look right through it and tell that nobody's in there on the other side of the door waiting for you to come in or not. But you kind of can come in at your own risk. It would take a developer to buy or to purchase that whole neighborhood, including plans to have
Last
stores,
round
shops,
before the switch.
grocery stores. A whole community would have to be built around that neighborhood for, in my opinion, to be able to come back and to thrive. It's just too far gone to be able to do one property or single properties. But this is only a neighborhood. This is not Detroit. This is a neighborhood inside Detroit that's in this shape. The whole city is not like this.
Nowhere to run!
These are Italy's famous dollar homes.
This bit here, I'm not going to talk because there is a pigeon living in this bit.
And that's Jillian, a new homeowner in Sambuca, Sicily, a picturesque town in Italy's countryside, in danger of dying out. That is, until the government started selling abandoned homes here practically for free. People from around the world came running, hoping to get in on the deal. And while the pandemic may have delayed some of these plans, it hasn't deterred buyers, even though the true cost of these homes is a lot more than $1. Over 20 towns across Italy have started selling abandoned homes for €1, or about $1.10. For the sake of this video, we'll call them dollar homes. The towns selling these dollar homes are small, and most of them are far out in the countryside, and they've been suffering from rapid depopulation for decades. In 1968, a massive earthquake hit Sicily. It caused so much damage that for some homeowners, it was cheaper to cash in on insurance and move somewhere else completely. The exodus continued from there. Across Italy, younger people left for the cities. Many moved to escape the poor job markets in their rural hometowns. In Sambuca, the population has decreased by 30% since the 1950s.
There's not much work here right now. So the only work is instruction.
And according to the Wall Street Journal, it's been especially bad in the last 15 years.
The town is small. We used to be 8,000 people, now we're only 5,000 people.
And Sambuca isn't alone. Tally up all those towns losing residents, and that makes more than 1 million people in the last 20 years who have moved away from Italy's rural regions and closer to the urban cities.
A lot of people went to UK, to North Italy, and other parts of Europe to have a job. So here we have a lot of houses without people inside.
What's left are beautiful towns with abandoned homes, an aging population, and economies on the verge of collapse.
So we decided to repopulate this part of the town. Now you can buy a home with only €1.
Some towns like Sambuca set up websites where prospective buyers could scroll through the homes for sale. In the mountainous town of Molise, where they've lost 9,000 residents since 2014, town officials made the deal sweeter.
One enemy
they
remaining.
would pay newcomers almost $800 a month to move here for 3 years and start a small business. It didn't take long for publications to pick up the story, and it blew up globally.
In some parts of Sicily, you can buy your own home for just €1.
The headline kind of writes itself. It's a beautiful home in rural Italy for $1. I mean, who isn't going to click on that?
Once the story got out, people from all over came running.
The very beginning started on Facebook. I saw my mum had shared an article, and when I saw it, I thought, I want to buy a house for €1.
All the other stories sounded pretty similar.
We saw the CNN article.
Read an article in the Belgian newspaper.
Most of the newcomers came from the US and Northern Europe.
I'm happy for the people who arrive in Sambuca. I'm enthusiastic for this big revolution.
That's Giuseppe. He's the guy who launched the program in Sambuca, a town of nearly 6,000. Sambuca got the widest media coverage after Giuseppe put 16 homes up for sale in early 2019.
Arrived the interesting people, journalist, singer, and actor, everything. You know, it's important. Arrive young people, young women, and young men for stay in Sambuca.
Even though the towns are small and rural, foreigners have flocked here, looking to find vacation homes, open Airbnbs, or even move here full time.
What Sambuca has that I haven't experienced elsewhere is really the history of it.
I love how you can just see the stucco peeling off the old stone just popping out right behind it, like a little piece of history.
You literally could take a photo anywhere and think about it, so you could actually put them on the wall, you know.
It's like
Plus, everyone we spoke to said the locals here were welcome, new faces and energy.
Ciao, ciao.
My neighbor gonna make lasagna, and she invited my wife to make it with her.
It was the best lasagna I ever tasted.
So landing a dollar home in these idyllic towns may sound perfect.
30 seconds
but
left.
There's a catch. Actually, multiple catches.
You have to spend money to make the contracts for the taxes, and other 400 for a real estate company.
That could bring up the total to about $3,000. In some towns like Sambuca, the homes were actually sold at auction, which meant they started at $1 but ended up selling to the highest bidder. More than 100,000 people sent in requests for 16 houses, so competition was steep.
I looked at my emails one day and I saw this email and I went, oh.
That's Gillian. She's from Scotland and was one of the lucky auction winners in Sambuca.
I'm at the house and this is the first time that we've seen it.
She ended up paying $1,100 for her new home.
So I picked up the phone to my long-suffering husband and I said, Danny, see when I say this, I'm not joking, but we've got lot number 7 on that auction. And he was like, oh.
Only one home in Sambuca actually sold for the dollar listing price. Most of them ended up going for a few thousand, but the most expensive home went for $28,000. Then there's the security deposit.
We bought the house for the €1,000. At the same time, we had to send a €5,000 deposit.
The deposit amount ranges from $2,300 to $5,600, depending on the town. Homeowners will get it back if they start renovations within a year and agree to finish within 3 years of getting designs approved.
It's a safeguard for them
One
to make
enemy
sure
remaining.
that they don't almost give away these properties and then they sit vacant again because they want people to be in and using them.
And since most of the homes were in pretty rough shape, they sometimes come with a requirement to spend at least $17,000 on renovations.
Houses are really destroyed, really. So you have to do a lot of work.
That's Bert and his wife Nina. They're from Belgium and were two of the first people to purchase dollar homes in Newbies. They purchased $4 properties and have finished renovations on one of them.
If you buy a house for €1, you can't expect it will be beautiful. Impossible.
Yeah.
I will take back what is mine.
I want the coffee, so when that's ready, please give it to me.
Hold on to your knickers.
I heard I can see your knickers, and I was like, what?
When he said it, it sounded to me like he was saying.
I say the word knickers the same way as you do.
Guys, stop! You guys are really leaning into the.
Don't put your knickers in a twist.
Oh!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Trash Taste. I am your host for today, Little Baby Man.
Still doing that.
Spike down, B.
And together with me are the other Little Baby Men and the Little Baby Man. Have you seen that image on Reddit? It's just like the little baby men. All three of us. I fucking love that image, man.
Of course you do.
Spike
Finally,
down,
I'm as tall
attacker
as you.
spawn.
The only time that Connor's actually going to be as tall as us.
Yeah, exactly. I saw some guy make it his phone wallpaper, and I was like, thanks, guys.
But yeah, you guys probably haven't seen any, you guys probably haven't felt any break. We felt a massive break. This is
6 weeks.
6 weeks since we last recorded, which to me has felt like 6 months, right?
Yeah. I've aged 1 year since I saw you guys. That's crazy.
Oh my god. But yeah, so if you didn't know, me and Connor went back to the UK for 3-4 weeks, and then we had 2 weeks of quarantine. So basically, scheduling that out, it comes out to about 6 weeks before we last recorded.
Yeah.
It has been since we started Trash Taste, I didn't realize how much my schedule